So I got to talk about Pretty All Right. It's further down my outline, but since we're talking about it here, I'm going to bring it up here because I told you I would tell the story of how I was introduced to you.
Yes.
So I could not sleep without. Well, let me put it this way: I can't sleep with silence. I have to. My brain needs something to tune out whatever it is it hears when it is quiet, right? So
Yeah.
I always have something on YouTube or wherever, podcast or whatever, going in my ears just so I can sleep. Now, the way
Yeah.
I have my laptop set up in my bedroom is the algorithm always gives me interviews because that monotony keeps me asleep. Just the very drone of two people talking or whatever. And somehow your song, Pretty All Right, entered my algorithm one night while I was sleeping. And I don't know how. It's literally in 2 years. I've never had a song play as part of my algorithm. It's all podcast all the time. But for whatever reason, Pretty All Right gets into my ears. I'm dead asleep. And you woke me up. You literally woke me up. I was like, "What is this, bro?" Like, and I look over, and it's your visualization. It's not like the official audio. It's the official visualizer. And I wrote a note in my docs. I said, "Caitlin Lavagna, flesh out in the morning," and then I went back to sleep. And so that's how I met you. That's how I was introduced to your music. It's so crazy. Um,
That's wild.
yeah, even now I don't get it. But mental health awareness and self-image issues are very prevalent in this song, and those are two things that are very important to me. And I care a lot about them. And your song is such a powerful message of the struggles that so many people in the world deal with, especially now after COVID, right? Like we're all dealing with some kind of baggage within our own souls. And a lot of times, with that, I don't know if you're familiar. I'm sure you are with imposter syndrome. We're always trying to talk ourselves out of being good, right? So,
Yeah.
um, also from the standpoint of parenthood, I'm a father to three daughters. So the message in the
Oh,
song is
amazing.
magnified even further for me because of that. I would love to hear a little bit more about how this song came to be for you. And I want to hear you talk about why you decided the song should be a tale of victory rather than the opposite. Because you know the songs can take you down the opposite path that this one takes us to. So, how did you
hmm
decide to win in this song?
I it was actually a really conscious decision from me and my friend Mark, who I sat with to write this one. Um, we started writing it together, and we didn't really know what the song was to begin with. It was all very confused. I was just kind of looking back at a time where I wasn't feeling myself, and I didn't even want to get up from bed, and it was yeah, I was just feeling really rubbish about myself. Um, and when I actually started writing the song, the lyrics were from the first person, so it was I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating, I don't feel okay.
Right.
And I think the reason why the song changed into a victorious thing actually was that I was sat with Mark and I thought, what if it's like a reflective song, right? Because the beat and everything else about the song isn't reflecting what the lyrics are doing at the
That's
moment,
right.
which was actually making us really stuck with it. I was like, I can't, something's not working here. Like it's not the right vibe or feel, as you'd say. So then I started kind of saying, well, I don't feel like that now because I wrote it in January with you, and now it's like March. I feel a bit better about myself now. So we've toyed with the with a few ideas, and I thought, well, what if I try and take myself, my past self, out of my head, and what if I'm writing to her in January as Caitlin in January, and being like, you've got over it, like look where you are now, you're fine, and things are pretty all right at the moment, actually. And you might go back, but that's fine because now there's a song for you to listen to get you out of it again. So then that's when we changed the words to she's not sleeping, she's not eating, as in past Caitlin's not
Yep.
doing okay. But now look at me because I've been honest with people and I've told my parents that I struggle to get up today and I've got over that kind of I've shared my problem so it's halved. I think that was the idea there. And then immediately, as soon as we decided to change it to she, that made so much sense then to be like, so what do I do now? Me, Caitlin, as the artist, singing the song and the bridge now, you know. And then we swap back into I guess present tense and me now, which made a lot more sense.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
And just thinking about tenses in music, I never thought of it that way. But I mean, this
Mm.
song is a novel in 4 minutes or 3.5 minutes. It truly is. And I love the way, and not just with this song, but with every song I've seen you do so far. I love how you use your videos to further the message with visuals. It's so difficult. I feel it's so difficult to do that. Like, how much music
Yeah.
today do you see, and then you go to see the video, and it does not match at all, right? Like, it's just like, what? What are you doing? But with your music, like, it's just, it's, I don't want to say embellishment, but almost like an accessory to make the visuals more of a message for the song. Obviously, that's a strategy of yours, right? You're that's on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't got management and I'm not signed or anything. So I think a lot of the pressure that I talked about earlier that I put on myself, is trying to be management, PR, artist,
True
everything. I'm
independent
like,
artists. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
well, yeah, I mean, not with the budget I would like, but yeah, I'm trying to do everything myself.
yeah.
So you know, I realized actually quite recently when I was writing a new song that's going to be coming out. Um, I I think there's a name for it where you kind of can see music, like it's color and it's
Absolutely.
the stroke. So I think what's happened because I've actually just before coming on this Zoom, I've been picking my next single artwork for my next single that's not announced yet, but it's going to be coming out in October. And the photographer Owen, we did the shoot for the music video and everything about 2 days ago now. So it's that fun part now of going, right, what do I want the color on Spotify when it's this big? How is that going to pop? What's going to catch somebody's eye? How does this color reflect the song? Because what happened was we went to this beautiful Welsh beach, which we're very lucky to have here for free. And we shot this music video, but it was such a bright day. I mean, of all the days, it's normally raining here, right? We're
Right.
known for our rain.
Yep.
It was a beautiful day, a September day, and it was so bright. We had to wait until further in the evening until the sun had gone into golden hour. And then the colours on the sea and the sky, I mean, they were so beautiful. And then there was a lunar eclipse. So this we were filming, we were doing maybe take number 4 because we tried to do the music video times 2 speed, which means it'll be like Coldplay's Yellow. So it'll, when it's slowed down, I'll be miming the song, but it'll be in slow motion, which I think's perfect for the vibe of the song. And this beautiful like moon started just coming over the cliffs, and we were like, oh my God. But the pictures, the single artwork that we'd been taking earlier on in the day when it was brighter, obviously those pictures came back and they looked like a summer, I don't know, like a club song or something. So I've just been having the conversations with Owen, which is so funny that you brought up color and imagery and video. I said to him, it has, although I'm in a summery mood now, I've just got back from Gibraltar, I've been doing some festivals this summer, I feel summery still. It's actually my autumn release and it's going to be moody and dark and it has to reflect the song, which is actually more of a
Yeah.
rocky ballad.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, color is so important to me. Visuals are, I think because I'm a storyteller at heart, I guess, because of the acting, it's so important for me to it's really fun doing something completely different sometimes, and I probably will toy with that. But there's always got to be some message with if I'm using balloons for Run a Mile, which is my other single, or with Pretty Alright, I was smashing the TV because the TV is visual, and all my life I've had to look at pictures of myself and look at videos of myself and self tapes and auditions, and it was just that kind of physical thing of being like, oh, let it all go and just smash the TV up. If you don't like something, you don't have to look. You know what I mean? It's all kind of an extra um it's an extra I don't know what the word would be, like
I
It's
don't
an
know if
extra
this.
way to tell the
I don't
story.
know if this is what you're going for, but for me, like it's like a representation of who you are, not just as an artist, but just who you are, just organically, right? Like it just that's what I feel in the videos. I'm like, okay, I see Pretty All Right, and I'm like, okay, she's she's a warrior, man. Like she's not gonna mess around here, right? Like Run a Mile is the same kind of thing. Like I'm not dealing with this crap. Like I'm just not gonna do it, right? And so that's a representation of your personality, even outside of your creative process. I feel.
Yeah, and I feel like if the videos that match my singles can start off really authentically where I started off after writing the song, in terms of I went through those things, I'm not making them up. So if they can start there and then by the end, people can be watching and going, oh, well, she's got through it, so I can. That's kind of
Exactly.
like music therapy for me. So I'm like, that's
Absolutely.
great. You
Yeah.
take that message.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So subject matter is a massive reason why I love your music. I just absolutely relevant subject matter is so important when you're trying to reach an audience. And your confidence in the delivery of that subject matter is another. So, why is the messaging so important to you as an artist within your music? Because obviously, with each song, you're trying to portray maybe a topic or a certain subject, and then pushing that out there. How like making it relevant? How important is that to you?
Massively important. I think I'm an auntie, so you said about your children earlier as well. And like sometimes I'll babysit my 4-year-old niece, and I just think to myself, oh my gosh, you've got so much of like your life to experience. And if I didn't have music, I might not be here today because I discovered artists that got me through challenging times. Obviously, the obvious one to pick out of the basket is Adele, right? For
Right.
Heartbreak. We've all listened to one of Adele's songs after a breakup. It's like,
Of course.
and we've all listened to Bon Iver in a forest somewhere when you're feeling really lonely. There's certain artists that I even now turn to when I'm in a certain mood. I think because of the acting and because of, like I said, about the colors and how different colors make you feel, and also stories and experiences. I think if I can help people go through things that I've experienced by them listening to one of my songs, that's my job done, really. I've always really been interested in like music therapy and how you can use music to help psychologically with people. So I think that's the kind of deeper, darker side of it. The kind of on the surface level side is me going, oh God, I did this thing once and it was really stupid, and I think I'd quite like to write about it because it's probably quite funny. Or, oh, that guy wasn't very nice to me. He did say this thing to me though. Oh my gosh, that's a song. I'm gonna write about that.
Hmm.
Sorry. Like,
Hmm.
that's like the boring answer, but the real answer is I feel like I'm a good communicator and I'm an empath. And when people get hurt that I care about, it really affects me deeply. And if I'm able to write that about that for them, or if I'm able to help them by them listening to their story portrayed in my music, then like that's my job done really as an artist, I think. And
Yeah.
because it helps me as well.